It's Saturday night, so it must be time for Rail Talk Live. How's it going, everybody? I'm Go Veer Go Home. Welcome to the show. Tonight, we've got a little bit of a project that I'm working on. Typically, Saturday nights on Rail Talk, I'll work on some kits, do some weathering, maybe work on the layout. Lately, I've been working on a lot of kits, and I wanted to try handsome. Excuse me while I blush. Uh, Lately, I've been working on a lot of kits, bringing them back to life, and kind of giving them a new look, a new facelift, and I've been doing that for quite a while. So I wanted to try something a little bit different tonight. Uh, this is something that I did do in the past, and I'm going to show you one that I've already done, and I'm going to obviously work on it again because I got some more in the mail, and I'll show you what I got. So you'll notice that today the name of the show, I've dubbed it Weathering in Bulk. Well, I'll be weathering some bulkheads. These are the Otter Valley bulkhead pipe cars. And I've got two different kinds here. I've got the CN, which is DWC is the road name. And then I've got their afterlife after they sold them off. It went to CWLX. Where is it? Yeah, CWLX as the secondary owner. So I've got some of both. I'll show you the differences between the two, what you can expect if you do plan to get some of these. They've been out for quite a while, and we were selling them last year at Springfield, and we'll have a whole bunch of these again when we're back there at the end of the month. So if you're coming to Springfield and you like what you see, you can expect to see some of these on our buy and sell table. So this is one I actually did a while ago. This is the CN version, and I know it's kind of hard to see, but the CN logo at the back there, it's weathered over. This I've added weathering to already on the ends, on the inside. It's a little bit wear and tear. I did a couple of these, and I ended up selling one of my weathered units at the show last year, and I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, does that make me an artist now because I've sold a piece of my art? Guess so. So I wanted to make sure that I had a whole display of them for the show, and of course, I'm gonna make a display for them, and it'll be like a locomotive pulling a whole bunch of these cars. So it'll be fun to see. But before we get started, of course, that was the intro to the show. So I'm going to just jump back for a minute here, see who gets the Timbit tonight. Almar. Now, I know you're not in Canada. Have you ever had Timbits before? Because you won the Timbits today. Todd, how's it going? Todd Armstrong. Mr. Brian Ferguson. Dundas Junction Model Railroad. James, how's it going? John and Ronald. Hey, guys. Brian Ferguson says it's been very cold here. We almost got back to 0 today, but now it's dropping again. Yeah, I stepped outside today. I had to shuffle the cars around in the driveway. And the first thing I thought, geez, it's mild out. And it's usually pretty cold up my way, and it's been cold outside this past week, especially because I don't know why. It's just really cold. So it's winter, Canadian winter. It's very unpredictable. You can see all 4 seasons in one day. Really, it's happened. Darren, how's it going, Darren? And Eminem Rails, how's it going, Mark? Floyd Robbins, how's it going? Willow Creek Industrial Spur, awesome possum. And David Z to G, how's it going, David? Twice in 3 days. I know, right? Well, I promise tonight won't be a 3.5 hour live stream. Matthew's Model Railroad, how's it going, Matthew? Anthony. How's it going, Anthony? So yeah, the other day I did a live. It was Third Rail Thursday. If you missed it, you should go back and check it out. I mean, I don't expect you to sit and watch 3.5 hours of it. I even, after I finished, I closed down the stream. I went for another half hour, just chipping away at the layout, trying to get down as much cork as possible. I'm officially out of cork now. And then I came back the next day, which was yesterday, and I laid frac for my main line on the entire section that I had done cork to. So I added about 9 feet of flex track per thing. And then, of course, also my train station as well, which was 2 tracks. So, yeah, I got a lot done. And it was fun being able to share that with you guys. So thank you again for watching. Dan's Model Railroading Journey. How's it going? How's it going? So I'm going to take you through today, which I'm going to do some weathering, maybe some graffiti, I think. I'm going to try a couple of different things here. But like I said, I've got these Otter Valley pipe cars. And I'm just going to bring you over way down. Okay, so we've got right here. Look at this. Whew. I got a whole industry here. And I've got another 4 behind me that I haven't unboxed yet. But I don't know if you can see this. Maybe this is a better look at it. So, yeah, there's some wear and tear on there. Wear and tear on there. And, yeah, I want to do a whole industry of pipe cars. And yeah, you'll see them in Toronto. I passed a whole string of them. I think there was about 10 in a row. Ravenhawk, how's it going? And after I saw that, I was like, oh, I need to have that for my layout. Now I do, obviously I have a mix here of both the CN and the aftermarket. So I can just say it's in the process, or we're just borrowing back some old ones. It doesn't really matter. Your layout, your rules, right? Let me see if I can shine a bit of light on this situation here. Get a bit brighter, because I'm going to need the light anyway. So. Alrighty. So a lot of these I already did the clear coat. You can kind of see I've got it masked off. I always mask off my numbers there, my numbers on the end, and the road name. And then, of course, pipe. You can buy these pipes, the bags of pipe, from Otter Valley as well. And I'd say this is exclusive to Otter Valley, but there was a couple of shops last year who took on some inventory in the U.S. So check with your local dealer. I know that White Rose Hobbies, they bought some trash cars and some pipe cars. And, oh, what's the other one? Oh, they're going to kill me if I don't remember. And they were super nice too. Mark, what's the name of the place that Dave ordered something from in the States? Mark will know. I think it's another family owned. Yankee Dabbler. Bam, see? You're the man. So Yankee Dabbler also bought a bunch of pipe cars and trash cars. So if you're in the States, you can also buy some from them. Let them know that you want some more, and we'll get some to you guys, unless you make it to the show, Springfield, at the end of the month. So yeah, with this, I like to paint them different colors, just the tips. And they look really cool when they're all in a row and you've got all your cars with the pipes. I've got a whole bunch more pipe that I need to do. And I made bundles of 70. So I count out 70, I bundle them together, and then I end up painting them. I dip them, and I'll probably do some of this tonight. These are ones that, well, it's not done yet. I've got a bunch more. This is probably about half a load here. And yeah, it's really easy to do. I actually had my son doing some today. He's like, put me to work. And I'm like, deal. So I had him do a bunch. And it doesn't take much. Doesn't take much to paint up the pipes. Yeah, it's almost like a plastic straw. Yeah, if I could compare it to something, yeah. Now some of the difference here you can see. This is the CN one, and it has the logo. It's very striking. You can see it's like a brand new car, and a lot of these don't get too mashed up. But in the odd case, yeah, you'll find one that's a little bit worse for wear. And then this one here, this is where the logo was. I don't know if you can see it, but it's black. Yeah, you can't really see it, but it's faded out on there. So that's the major difference between them. So if you're doing CN, you can go with the ones that do say CN, which is the DWC, or you can go with the CWLX, which is the people who bought it from CN, secondary owners or whatever. John, how's it going? Wig Wag, how's it going? And don't forget, guys, I got my stickers in the other day. I do have to order some because these were my sample stickers. So these are my new stickers for my 10-year YouTube on YouTube for 10-year anniversary, the Big 10. So I'll be ordering more of these in. Make sure that if I do not have your email, that you send it. And the guys that did send me their emails within the last couple of weeks or so, I did get it. I don't respond to all of them, of course. In most cases, I do, or I try to. But if I don't worry, I did get it. So, do you want to try a couple of things here with some of these weathering powders, and I've got some inks as well. I'm going to try a couple of different things because it's been a minute, and let's see what we can come up with here. And I think I'll start with this guy. If you're working on something, because we're a sharing group. If you're working on something, let me know. I'm always interested to hear about what everyone else is working on. Trackside Mike, how's it going? Hey, it's Mike from Trackside Mike. So this one here, I'm gonna do just an overall bit of a dirtier look to it, and maybe a tiny bit of rust. Nothing too crazy though. And what I'm using, first and foremost, I'm using the Vallejo. This is the stuff that makes me pro without actually being a pro. This is the Weathering FX engine, and it's like a grimy color. So you can get away with doing, the bottom half, maybe the fuel tank of a loco, stuff like that, just to add that dirt and grime. Nelson, how's it going? Getting back on track with Steve. Hey, Steve. You'll often see Trackside Mike using stuff like this too. I'm not sure of his full process. Can't remember it right now. But he weathers a lot of his stuff live too. Speaking of Trackside Mike, he will be doing Third Rail Thursday next week for us. We have an extra week in the month. So he's going to be doing a special that we've dubbed Road to Springfield. Going to have some special guests, and we'll be talking about last year's Springfield show and preparations for this year, because it's just a couple of weeks away. Literally 2 weeks away from today. So, which I am super excited. It's one of those shows you don't want to miss. Now, these are very detailed cars. I don't know if you've seen them up close and personal, but Lauren likes to take a lot of pride in what he does. So when he puts his heart into something like these cars, he's going to make them as realistic as possible, or as close to the prototype as possible. And that's exactly what he did. And so I definitely commend him on his work with these cars. Pipe cars, yeah. Pipe by the plenty. Not everybody likes to weather their cars, and that's cool too, because I used to feel the same way. I would say, no, I spent however much on those cars. I want them to look shiny and new, as if they rolled right off the factory. And then, and it just kind of got to the point where I'm like, well, got that appreciation for a dirty car, Mike's gonna have guests from China. They're gonna explain the entire process of making a model train, production wise. Yeah, everybody has their own way of, doing the model railroad thing. That's cool. I personally, I see some of these dirty cars and dirty locos, and they look so good, and I'm just like, oh, how do I get mine to be like that? So that's why I've been practicing. You gotta practice. Practice on, something that you don't really like, that you don't care that much about. And then work your way up. Al, is it possible this cat will do a live interview at Amherst? Now, keeping in mind, I'm not like splashing it on. I'm doing very, very light coats here. And then this way, I can add some other stuff to it. The underside, I don't ever find is too important because you never really see it anyways. You can for brownie points, for sure. But again, not too important. Especially if it's a well car. Are you going to weather the bottom of your well car? I want to know who does that. You get brownie points for weathering the bottom of your well car. Yeah, Wade is really good. I see whenever he posts his video, he always posts some of the stuff that he did recently, and it's like, oof. Also, airbrushing, the guys who airbrush. Man, I wish I had an airbrush. But then that's a whole other skill to learn at that point. A hairbrush. Oh, thank goodness, because I could definitely use a hairbrush. I see Mark is our comedic relief for tonight. Thanks, Mark. Yeah, I think in most cases you do get a better look with a hairbrush, but when you don't have one, you kind of have to settle, right? In just in case you're not aware, this has all separately applied grab irons, coupler cut lever. It's just in general, it's a really nice car. It's one of my favorites, anyways. I have some powders too. I plan to use some. I use the Monroe, but I wanted to try some of this first. Make some of the dark stuff stick out a bit. It looks like even like this, as it dries, it's going to look really good. But I do want to add, of course, some other details to it, not just this color. Chris, would you ever put a really glossy finish on a loco to make it look like it was just freshly painted? Probably not. Even my passenger equipment. Like, my thing is that if it's out of the box, like in most cases, like that's the color it would be. They usually Some companies are really good at getting the accurate color for how it was when it was delivered. But I wouldn't put gloss coat on it. That's just me though. I prefer it to look a little bit more flat. He's done so far beside. Sorry, I missed that comment. I gotta go back up for a second here. I might know the answer to some of these. Those are cool cars, probably the best ones he's done so far, besides the 6000, 6400. And wait for the caboose and the announcements at the show. Yeah, the announcements are going to be pretty cool. Problem with last year is that, like, Saturday was great, but Sunday there was like I'm not going to call it a snowstorm because it wasn't too bad. It was just really cold. Uh, and yeah, I guess there was a bit of ice. Like, things were turning to ice. So yeah, I guess it was kind of cruddy on the Sunday, but it did give Mike and I a chance to actually walk around the show a little bit, see some of the vendors because Saturday was really busy. I think the booth is going to be even busier this year. Can't tell you why, but for sure there's going to be some new announcements. So just make sure you come by and check them out. I think I'm going on Thursday. I'm not sure what time Thursday. Hopefully not arriving at 2 in the morning. But yeah. The small cork sheets you got from the dollar store, was it a brand name dollar store? My Dollarama doesn't have it. I'm gonna try Dollar Tree. It was Dollarama. We just have Dollarama up here in Ottawa. We might have a Dollar Tree. I don't know, but yeah, it was dollar store or everything for a dollar store, whatever they want to call it, because literally there's nothing in there now that's only $1. Except for the Choco bars, right? They're like 89 cents or something. I'm going to try to make the clinics this year. Nice. Yeah, Brian, check down the section because most of them, I find most of them are the same or they're laid out kind of the same. Check the craft aisle, and it's down by the section where you can make planters. I don't know. They're kind of weird. They're the way it's laid out, right? Because you got your arts and crafts stuff, and then you've got office supplies, and then whatever else they got going on, like picture frames and stuff in the same aisle. No problem, Brian. If you can't find any, let me know. I might have to ship you some because I think most of the stores out here have lots. So if you get desperate, let me know. I can find you some. It's not a problem. I would need the cars to be a lot shorter. Hey Russ, how's it going? Yeah, I really like bulkheads. Especially like if you get like the really short ones, those ones are really cool. It's like the chop down ones where they're like chopped down to here. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, but Mark, when I go to Walmart, so when I started doing the big cork sheets and not doing the cork like the whatever the cork is that you would normally use, the Widmest. Uh, what is it called? Southwest, Midwest. Yeah, Midwest cork. Okay, so wow. When I started using Midwest cork, yeah, there'd be the larger sections. So I went to Walmart, and for a 4 pack of the 1x1 cork, it was like $8 or $9. But over the last 10 years, it's gone from that up to like $18. And it's like, there's no way. There's like, I'm not paying $18 for, 4 pieces of cork. And then I had seen when I was at the dollar store one time that they had some. and it was a set of four for $4. And I'm like, what? It's the exact same cork, you know? So I was buying that, but then they stopped doing the 4-pack, and now it's just two for $3. But even that is still super cheap. So I'll buy a bunch, and you know, there's always ways to save money. Did I see the new Walther's roadbed? Yeah, it's foam. I mean, you know, some guys like the foam, some guys like the cork. I'm old school. Cork is cork. Yeah, kind of. I found cork 1x1 squares also at Rona. Rona is like another type of home improvement store. I don't know if do they have Rona in the States. I don't know, but their cork sheets, which are square, it's thicker. So that was a waste of money. It's a good thing I only got one when I did that. Yeah, theirs were a little bit thicker than actual this stuff, the Midwest. So the stuff that you get at the dollar store, it's a nicer transition from one to the other. Well, you guys saw me doing the my yard, right? So I was using the dollar store stuff, and I was also using Midwest cork, and the transition is really good. Hobby Lobby. Where's Hobby Lobby? Or where's where's well, I'm sure that Hobby Lobby is in the States. That sounds like an American thing. Hobby Lobby is here. It's on my bucket list. Jack in the Box. I don't know about you, but I miss the Olive Garden. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. People are like, "Ew, really? You like the Olive Garden?" Hey, pasta's amazing. I could eat pasta every day. Don't try and stop me, because honestly, oh, and the breadsticks too. Don't even get me started about the breadsticks. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've my wife and I we made a trip to the border just to cross the border to go to Olive Garden. I think that was like 4 or 5 years ago. So it's been a minute, but I kept telling her how good it was, and she didn't believe me because there used to be one like because I grew up in Brampton, and there was one in Brampton, and one of those childhood traditions when it's your birthday, you get to pick where we're eating for dinner. I know my childhood was weird, but for me it was like, oh man, me like eat breadsticks. I got to get to the mandarins, or not the mandarin, the Olive Garden. I like the olive or the mandarin as well, but yeah, that's what it was. So that left, and then unfortunately, I don't even know when that was. I don't even think I noticed that it left. It just left. Sizzler. We're all going to the Sizzler. No trains at Olive Garden. Yes, we had one. No Chick-fil-A. Yeah, no, Chick-fil-A's are opening up here. We just got Chick-fil-A and what's that other one? That other there's a burrito place and a chicken place they're American and we just got them. But like here's the thing, you want to go to Chick-fil-A, you're sitting in a lineup for a good 40 minutes. I'm not even lying. Are the lineups where you guys are any better? Because the ones out here are terrible. Chipotle, yeah, Chipotle. So we just got Chipotle and Chick-fil-A within like a month of each other, and they're both down the street from my house, and it's like that's dangerous. That's dangerous. If I left my house more often, well, game over. I'm a huge fan of. Oh, this is gonna make me hungry. Um, Firehouse steaks. So fire or subs, Firehouse subs. They're a little bit pricier, but you know, really good. Really good. Wait, they had an Olive Garden in Helsinki? That's crazy. Yeah, they haven't perfected the drive-throughs here, John. Unfortunately. Amherst, I want to see Broadway Limited, Walthers, Scale Trains, ITLA. Yeah, and Nick and Renee, Nick who owns ITLA, and his wife. They're always there. So make sure you go and say hi. Go check out all the building kits that they have. They're really good. Last year we were super close to Broadway Limited. I was so mad. I'm so mad at Broadway. Wait, is it Broadway? No, it's Bachman. Sorry, I was mad at Bachman. They messed up our chargers, so I'm just like, are you guys aware that these are not good? We're supposed to just eat there. Firehouse are gone here. Really? Oh, we still have one. I think. Well, I know we at least have one because I just literally ate there the other day. But yeah, yeah, I love Firehouse subs. Did you plant your ITLA kit on your layout? Not yet. Not yet. It's actually right there in my display case. There's so many details on it. If I hammer or do anything aggressive on the layout, it'll mess the whole display up of it. So I wanted to wait and make sure that wherever I put it, I'm done all the hammering and whatnot first. So if you go to Firehouse, um, I'm going to make a recommendation. Whether you go with it or not, that's totally fine. This is just everybody has a go-to, right? If you're going somewhere and you don't know what to eat, you always get the same thing that you always eat, unless that's just me. I've tried 2 different subs there. The meatball, because you always have to try the meatball no matter what sub place you go to. But my actual favorite is the brisket melt. Yeah, the brisket melt. I highly recommend it. Yeah, just the sauce. Oh, anyways, I'm hungry just thinking about it. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a food channel, a foodie channel. Chris, no one watched you when you played with trains, but as soon as you started talking about food, everyone's like, oh my God, this channel. Yeah, Mark, we're going for brisket. We're going to have a brisket break. GVO brisket break. I love smoked brisket. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, is there anything that you can smoke that doesn't taste good? It's just smoked anything really is just, it's the bee's knees. Like, I'm not a bean person, but I have a friend that smoked, it was like beans and it was like a maple bean, but in a smoker. And it was in there with like, other stuff. But yeah, and it's like, how does that, beans taste like, they normally taste gross, but somehow it made it taste better. So I don't know how that happened. Anyway, that's my story. Oh, Taco Bell? Did somebody say we love the bell? Wait. My go-to is Taco Bell right now. Yeah, deluxe cravings box, $7. Okay, here we go. Russ, I don't know if they have this in the States because I'm pretty sure you're in the States. Correct me if I'm wrong. The grilled burrito, it's like a beef burrito, but it's grilled. And what they do is there's like cheese on the outside, so the cheese grills to the burrito, and then there's rice and stuff on the inside. Oh my gosh. Ah, it's so good. But yeah. And we wonder why I'm cutting like 30 years off my life. But that's okay, because you live once. So try it's just a beef burrito, but and I love my burritos. I go to many different burrito places. Not all of them are good. Some of them are better than others, and some are terrible. My all-time favorite, because I'm coming over with 2 right now. This stream is about to go after dark. We're gonna have whatchamacallit, brisket after dark. I'm gonna have to put on my brisket eating pants with the elastic. Let's see. Yeah, John, 2618, Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's, yeah. See, I haven't heard that name in a long time. I've never eaten there, but. Hey, Harold. Did you try the dollar store? Harold, you're in Canada, right? Right, Harold? Because yeah, I always talk about how I get my whatchamacallit, my cork from the dollar store, or everything for a dollar store. Food critics, foodies. Yep. My wife always said that like I'm a burger connoisseur because we can go to the fanciest place, and I'm not ashamed of this. I don't even care. I'll let you guys in a little secret. No matter where I can go to the fanciest restaurant, guess what I'm ordering? The burger. Yep. See, like I'm okay with steak. Me and steak have a love-hate relationship, but here's the thing. It's like if I'm going out, I want to enjoy my meal, right? If I'm paying good money for my meal, I want to enjoy it. And the one thing I enjoy more than anything else is a good burger. So if I'm going to a place that has a burger, and most places do, I'm getting the burger. And I don't even have there isn't even a place where I'd say, okay, go here for the burger because it's better than others. I don't know. You got to find those small places, like there's a place that in Brampton, the place I grew up in Brampton, Ontario, and there's this place that exists. It's called Sonny's, and Sonny's burnt down. It's just like if you think about like a little what looks like a shack. Yeah, we'll call it a shack, like an old school drive-in diner kind of shack that burnt down. And I don't know if somebody burnt it down or because obviously it's a kitchen, but they have hands down the best burger. And this ain't sponsored because they don't watch this. What's going on? So this is straight from the heart when I talk about this because said nothing to do with burgers, but they have the best burgers. Yeah. 90% of the time I'll get a burger. See, John, that's right. It's all about the burger. Chuck's near IKEA has good burgers in Ottawa. Chuck's. Do I know Chuck's? I don't know if I know Chuck's. You ever eat a burger at Weber's? No, I don't think I don't know Weber's. We have a spot here in Jersey called Rossi, the best burger. Question: smash burgers, thin, crispy, or big, thick, and juicy burgers? So I saw this commercial, or I heard a commercial, and they were talking about how burgers aren't meant to be wider; they're meant to be thicker. And I agree. Burger King has a really good burger, but it's like the radius on this thing, it's huge. So I don't really know. That's kind of it turns me off a little bit because it's so wide. So when I look at Wendy's, where Wendy's you get is a much taller burger, and it's stuffed with all that goodness. That's more appealing to me. Burger King. Yeah, I know. I said a square, guys. Whoa, A&W, get out of here with that. What's White Hut? White Hut. Never heard of that. I'm the butcher at Weber's. Oh, nice. Five Guys is pricey. Not a fan of the cheese. See, I went to Five Guys for the first time ever, like a month or two ago, maybe just before Christmas. Because there's been one down the street, and I've just never gone. And my wife was like, "You gotta go. The burger is so good." And I'm like, I don't know. But then I went, and you have to literally tell them you want cheese. You can't just say, I want a cheeseburger. You have to say, I have to with cheese. And it's like, I thought that was implied. Apparently not. Because then I got a burger and I'm like, where's my cheese? Weber's also has 9 railway cars. See, that's a win. I like a place that has a caboose or, kind of like a rail car or something. Something neat like that. I can really get behind that for sure. When we do burgers, usually have at least 5 different kinds of cheese. Oh, okay, hands down, guys, we got to settle this. What is the best cheese for a burger? Mouths are gonna water, and if somebody says, "Ew, I hate cheese," come on now, don't do this to me. Best cheese on a burger. This is for all the marbles, guys. Cheddar, duh. See, normally I'd agree with you, and you guys are great and everything, but brie, come on now, brie on a burger. I don't want to sound fancy or nothing, but there's nothing like brie on a burger. American cheese, yeah, that's too. I don't know, man. You're on your own. What? Austin Botham does not like brie. Oh man. Cheddar, Monterey Jack. Can I get any marble? Marble guys? Is there any marble guys here? Oh, I like marble. Marble's pretty. Popeyes. Yeah. Well, Popeyes in New Zealand? That's neat. That's the equivalent to like finding out that there's a McDonald's in like China or Japan or whatever. And then, you go overseas to experience, China or Japan, and then you eat at a McDonald's. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go all the way to New Zealand, but I'm gonna eat at Popeyes, New Zealand. It's funny because we got them here, right? So you don't think much of it. I mean, they probably have a different menu, probably. Hey, he's talking smack about charcuterie boards, guys. Come on now. I like charcuterie boards. They're fun and social. Even in situations where I'm all like, do I have to talk to people? Fine. But I'm going to be hanging around the charcuterie board instead. Smoked cheddar, BBQ bacon burger, pepper jack, if jalapeno pepper. Oh, well, doing jalapeno popper burger. Oh, American, if doing a classic American burger. And then next, he's going to be telling us what wine to pair with our cheeseburger. It's just it's nice that see all the different variety, and everybody's got their favorite thing. And I don't want to bring it back to the train thing too quickly, but if I may, model railroading is the same way. The way that we openly talk about these cheeses on our burgers and where our favorite restaurants is the exact same way we talk about the brands that we buy, the type of cars we use on our layout. Some people will be more of a Rapido, or some people would be more of an Ather. It's good to be passionate about things. I just think it's fun. That's all. we make the comparison. Oh, I already did that. So I'm going to turn around. See, when I worked at a Starbucks, way back in the day, and keeping in mind, up to this point, I had never drank coffee before. So you're also going to hear about my downfall. So I had never drank coffee, and then I got a job at Starbucks. And then they talk to you about, pairings and doing tastings and whatnot. Doing up little sample plates for clients or people that are just sitting around, or if somebody says, what would you pair this with? You have to kind of be able to say, well, as a matter of fact, so, I was sick the first day. I was so sick after trying all these different coffees. Oh my gosh. It was brutal. And then since then, it's been like, I don't really drink, like I can drink a coffee. I just don't choose to drink a coffee. But I will indulge in energy drinks, which I know I shouldn't. But still. We have sit-down Starbucks on site. I have become partial to the tall pike stuff. Or not pikes, but yeah. Reminded me of pike stuff. I don't even know if I can remember all the different coffees there were. It was a dragon one. I remember the dragon. The best burger is the one you make at home with the stuff you want in it. Yeah, I guess. Oh, really? How many energy drinks did your friend have? Because, I mean, like, if I have one, then I'm okay. I remember when I would have one and I wouldn't stop talking. It was, I wouldn't shut up. I was just, and then this, and then this. Okay, yeah. And then, of course, and then we move on to that. And then, of course, we do this. And then that was fun. But, whatever. And I would go on and on and on. And it literally gave my motor mouth energy. But that was about it. Okay, so I'm going to move that one to the back. Now, I did this is the one that I did, and it was like I had lightened it up a bit, and I really like how it looks because it has that kind of worn down look to it. But of course, I want to do them all different. I don't want to do them all the same, even though most of them do look, identical. And Laura, hey Laura. Ron, I used to think that, but I'm so tired of cooking. Now I think burger made by someone else. Yeah. Ooh, 2 drinks in about 4 to 6 hours? Yeah, no. No. I think someone had 2 of the tall Red Bulls and died. That's not cool. Those things should come with a warning label. But yeah. Yeah, no, if I have one, it's like I ended up in the ER for too much Gatorade. Really? That's different. I've never heard of that before. Gatorade's good though. Blue drink, you know. Well, hopefully you're doing better, Al. That sounds like it would be some scary stuff. I'm just looking for decals here. I might need a second. Where are they? Here they are. I don't know if I want to use some of these things that I could get away with certain ones. Not the big ones, though. Normally I like to look at pictures and say, okay, so that's what the real one looks like. So, you know, I'm gonna hmm. Just kind of going through them here. I do want to get some new ones. Oop. Yeah, I'm going to hold off on that one. Oh, I do like that one though. Yeah, I might do that one. It's my husband being annoying. Hey Nelson, I'm not sure if I got to say hi to you yet. If I missed anybody, Hello, hello. See, the funny thing is I can't see the floating hearts. I know that they're there and I know what you guys are referring to, but I don't even see them. So one, two, three, four, five. And got a little bit of this. Hopefully that dries. I can't really see it. Well, you can kind of see it. Can't tell what it says. But you know it's there now. So this tape is really bothering me. I guess I don't really need this tape anymore. I was just, when I spray, I do a clear coat, and then I don't like getting it on the wheels because you're not supposed to. So I cover up the wheels. And now it's just being annoying because I never took it off. Here we go. Am I looking to purchase anything at the train show? Yes. The only thing that I know that I would love to get would be super trees. When I was there last year, I got a box and some super leaf. And you guys saw that I started adding a bunch to my old layout. And it was all fine and whatnot. I really enjoyed doing it. One box only gets you so far, though. Now, I did save all the trees from my old layout. And I'm nowhere near that right now, putting trees on. But because it's the only place that, you can really, or I can really get super trees, I kind of feel like I have to get a couple of boxes just to kind of stock up. And then there's a bunch of other things like when I was there, I got I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it, but do you see that round sign there? There's a CN, there's a VIA, there's another VIA, and then there's this tall CN with the front of a locomotive right there. Those signs are really cool, and that seller, he's only in the States. I brought some home for Mark. I got some for myself. So I want to see what else he has. And of course, the big ticket item, the one thing that I loved. It's so stupid. I was so happy though. Those things that are so stupid, but you love it. My my keychain from KD, and it's a coupler, and they got all these different. I'm pretty sure it's a G scale coupler that they turn into a keychain. I loved mine. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got Mark one. I got one for Bubs. I'm like, everybody should have this right now. Yeah. I should probably just buy a bunch and then give them away. They're only a couple of bucks. But it's those little things that make you so happy. And yeah, I don't know. If you want the best subs, you have to go to Richard Grinder Sandwich Shop. next to the Big E at Amherst. Best food up there. I go every time I'm there. Huh. Yeah, Russ. Actually, you know what? I've got one here, Russ. I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to get more of them. I still have the one from last year. It's still on my keychain. It's nice because it's all white, and I like my white keychains. I don't know, but I got a couple just in case, because I don't know about the durability of these things, and I'm like, well, if it breaks, if I lose it, then at least I have a backup. And this is my backup. So it's a coupler. It's red, and then it has a little white knuckle. Yeah, again, it's the dumbest thing, but it's a KD coupler, and it's a keychain. Yep. So if you do go to the show, go to the KD booth, which is directly beside us. I think they're even beside us again. If I don't beat you to it, I'm going to get a bunch of these things. And they have so many different colors, right? The other one I have is all white. So, yeah, red and white. I like the red and white. I think there's a black one, a brown one. There was pink ones, I think, for the girls. Or if you happen to just really like the color pink, no discrimination. There's a whole bunch of different ones. Go check them out. I think it was $3 American. Best $3 American I think I've ever spent. And that's my backup one. So I got to go get a backup to my backup now. Right? So, yeah, it's super lame. I promise you, it's super lame, but you'll have a blast. So back to doing this, because, I always get... But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an actual, it's metal. It's for a G-scale car or locomotive. I'm pretty sure. But the quality's there because it's KD. So yeah, literally every hobby shop should have those at the front desk, because then people would buy them. I think. I saw them. I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, I need that. Marketing genius. You don't need cash at the show. I take cash because for some reason, and I was talking to my wife about this earlier, because my wife is actually in Florida right now. She's sorry. Yeah, she's at Florida because she went to Disney World, which is Orlando, Florida. They just did their Run Disney, which is a marathon they do every year this time of year. And I think she did a 10K run, which I'm tired just thinking about it. But this is the second year she's done it. Last year she did a 5K, and this year she did 10K. But whenever we go to the States, I always have issues with my debit card. And then they end up either locking it or I just can't use it. And it's weird. So I always try to take cash anyways. Yeah, and the Canadian dollar sucks right now. So that's terrible too. Trying to convert Canadian dollar into American. Yeah. Not great. I think Mark's thinking about going to the show. I think Mark needs to go. Come on, Mark. It's a 7-hour drive. So it's kind of like driving to Otter Valley. Trackside Mike, you and Chris have to check out the Dabbler, Yankee Dabbler, while you're there. We talked to them last year. That's why they carry the Otter Valley stuff. They're very nice over there. And then I ended up taking over boxes of stuff to them. I should support them and buy something. But I didn't get a chance to peruse their inventories. I'm going to try to do that this time. Hopefully Sunday. Save some stuff for us, eh, Anthony? Don't go buying everything. Yeah. If I wanted to listen to Bop by Hanson for 7 hours straight, I would definitely travel with Mark. Ace of Base. That would be an improvement. Yeah, when I drive like long drives like that, 7 hours, it's like I have to put on my get out of the way playlist where it's like I'm just flying down the highway. Better get out of my way. The Dabbler is only 15 minutes away from me. I probably already have bought the farm over there at my home. Oh, that's my home hobby shop. Oh, nice. So then obviously you know that the things I'm saying about them are genuine because you experience it. I don't just say nice things about people so that, you know. But at the same time, if I had a poor experience, which I've had poor experiences at hobby shops before, I'm not going to put them on blast. It does happen. I thought he said that he wasn't doing a tour of the show. Well, he walks around with that giant rig on. Like you see the camera, like whatever he's pointing at, but you don't ever see him. And yeah, the rig that he's got going on with that, it's like, whew, talk about back pain. See, Mark, you're going to be kind of upset because I'm going to do a live when I find your SD45 on the shelf there. I'm going to be like, I'm live from train show. Was it Super Train? What do they call it? Amherst. I'm live from Amherst. I'm here at the so-and-so booth. And Mark, I found your SD45. And then I'm just going to back away slowly from it. And then he'll be like, no, go back. Tell me what it smells like. And then I'll buy it. And then I'll take it out to the Olive Garden. And then I'll do a live from the Olive Garden where me and the SD45 are enjoying a nice spaghetti dinner. So, yeah. Think about that next time you don't go to the train show, Mark. SD45 and breadsticks. I'll take the SD45 and put it in the basket with the breadsticks. Can somebody like Photoshop that for me, please? There's nothing kinky about an SD45. What's wrong with you, Floyd? That's hilarious, though. Big CW, how's it going? SD45, my favorite 6-axle. I'm liking this process because it really makes it look like it's, used. An internet generator. You ever watch the movie Anchorman? And then he's like, I'm going to take your mom out for a lovely spaghetti dinner and never call her again. And then, that's what I do with the SD45. I'm going to take it out for a spaghetti dinner and then never call the SD45 ever again. So, but hey, for those who like the SD45, Mark, you should have bought it. You had it in your cart, but no. Never going to let you live that down. Actually, Bubs has a Scale Trains unit, and he got it back from them because I think it needed to be repaired. And then when we were at the club, it died. And it didn't even have the correct sound file, like the proper sound file. So he ended up sending it back to Scale Trains. And I'm like, that's why I don't buy Scale Trains. But they make some units that he really likes or needed. So I don't blame him. I got quite the modeling itch and have been working on the train stuff. Hopefully video soon. Yeah, long overdue, Chris. Long overdue. Speaking of long overdue, I don't think I did the promo yet. Every Thursday night, you can expect to see one of 3 modelers doing Third Rail Thursday. That's right. Every Thursday at 8 o'clock, we go live. And the first Thursday of the month is Denny, who also goes by N-Scale Dystopia, or Michael, or something, as we learned from the last live. Then I do the second Thursday of the month. And, it's usually pretty good. I try anyways. Sometimes I go for 3.5 hours, which I think is my new longest live, except for the online train show that I hosted like 4 years ago, 5 years. No, it's been 5 or 6 years now. Geez, time has gone by way too quick. Yeah. So I think I did a live before that was about 3 hours, and I was just doing scenery. That was a pretty decent live, I think. And then normally if there's only 4 weeks, we'd go to M&M Rails. But this month we have 5 weeks. So we'll be over on Trackside Mike's channel next Thursday for his special Road to Springfield show. Are you doing a wash? It's kind of like a wash. It's Vallejo Weathering FX engine. So it's like a brown, a dirty brown. But then, yeah, that would be this Thursday, Mike. So, Mike, you need to be watching Mike this Thursday. Or next, is it next? Like, well, is it, it's technically this Thursday coming up. Yeah, because it's Saturday now, so we can say that. And then Mark will be the following week, and he's having a birthday show because he's going to be turning 26, I think, this year. So that's cool. I love it when Mark does the birthday shows. Mostly because he hates talking about it. Oh, yeah, I totally dropped it earlier. But I fixed it. Well, it's being fixed right now. Butterfingers, am I right? I got my Go cars like 4 days ago, and I still haven't opened them up yet. That's crazy, right? I should really do something about that. I think it's because I wanted to put some track down first. But yeah. All right, Floyd. It's been fun talking burgers with you. You have yourself a great night. Thanks for watching. Is it in Missouri? Is what in Missouri? John, I need some context. There's something satisfying waiting to open a new. Oh, I'm going insane. That, call it what you will, but I'm going insane because I want to open up these cars so bad, but I kind of want to do a video too at the same time. Just because, I don't ever really spend hardcore amounts of money on things, especially anymore. So when I do, I'd like to be able to, at least do a video of it. I mean, hey, I just got what is it, a 6-pack or something of these cars. So it's like, this is kind of that, but only, go cars. James had some issues with his, so I really want to check mine out, make sure that they're good as well. I enjoy peeking in the train room and seeing boxes that have to be opened. Yeah, that's cool too. Did I already do this side? Oh, silly me. Nothing beats the smell of a brand new locomotive, cracking that box open, cracking the box open of a SD45 scale trains unit. Mercy. Is a train show in Missouri. Amherst. No, Massachusetts. Here we go. Massachusetts. And that's the only way I know how to pronounce it. Oh yeah, there's new stickers in there too. Oh, oh, oh. I'm starting to collect because you guys know that I did this thing here, right? The sticker picture. So it's like a picture frame with a whole bunch of stickers. And I just recently got a whole bunch of stickers. But I want to get more stickers and I want to do like part 2 to that. So yeah, I got to collect way more stickers to fill something like that up though. So that's a big picture frame. I think that's an 11 by 17. I'll have stickers, but starts too late. I don't know. The find that the sticker thing has been going on for quite a while, and I don't think it's the kind of thing that ever really dies out. It's just people just stop doing it. I still have hope Chris bought me one for my 27th birthday. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. I hope to get it cheaper because if I'm in the States, it'll be cheaper, right? Mark, I think the last thing you want to do is send me to get a locomotive for you because I'll end up getting you a DC one. I thought it said DCC. Nope, just DC. If you can laugh at yourself, then you're all right. The trick is to buy him something that I know he won't like, and then that way he'll be like, "Well, do you like it?" I'll be like, "I mean, it's all right, but like, would you run it?" I mean, like, I could. Do you want it? Okay. So from now on, I'm just buying Mark high nose locos and cabooses. Sorry, Mark. He hates CN switchers. Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, I got to pull the Homer Simpson on him. You know, because Homer bought Marge a bowling ball, and then he ended up taking it. Well, you're not going to use it. Friends don't buy friends CN switchers. They buy them SD45s. Santa Fe SD45s. I need to put the stuff together that is in the open boxes. For me, I've had a hard time finding time to do anything lately, except for this week, of course, because like I've got like 4 days off. So I was off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then tomorrow's Sunday. But before that, you know, working through the Christmas holidays and New Year's and whatnot, I think I couldn't get anything done. So try to take advantage of times like this where, you know, I have 4 days off. So been doing a lot with the layout and getting organized as well. I bought my wife a digital meat thermometer for herself for Christmas. Nice. Beautiful project. Govia signing off. Looking forward to seeing those run. Have a great night. You too, Harold. Thanks for sticking around. I promise I won't do a 3-hour show. I promise I won't do a 3-hour show. I mean, it's either I do it live or I turn off the camera and I sit here in silence, right? That's the rule. Rules are rules. Almost John's bedtime. Well, that's what I get for doing the show so late in the day. I think what I'll do is after I'm done weathering this, because I mean, it does take a number of layers to do. I don't know if I'm going to get into the powder portion tonight, but I'll probably dip some pipe at the end here, just because I've got so many I still got to do as well, and it takes like several hours for those to dry. So might as well just set them and forget them. There's a backdrop company here who has backdrops of Toronto called Train Junkies. That sounds familiar. Train Junkies. Where is here? Question for Anthony. in the States. Well, which state? There's so many. That's fine. I just look at Train Junkies. I'll look at it. Might be closer than ordering from across the pond like I normally do. And just think, I got to do like 10 of these. Well, there's 13, but I'm already down to one, so that's not too bad. This stuff takes time. Time. I don't have time. I'm going to have to come up with another live show just to be able to get more done. So I'm going back to Sunday mornings. So Saturday night, Sunday morning, Thursday night. I'm sure I can fit like a Tuesday in there too. Probably. Replace the rockin' with nothing's going on. These are so detailed that it even has wording right on the trucks. Oh, and also actual moving roller bearing trucks, which are cool too, in my opinion. I am in a 12-step program called YouTube Watchers Anonymous. I need help. I can help you with that. I mean, I'm going to help by doing nothing, just continuing doing what I'm doing. And, you know, you can just sit there if you want. You don't got to do a thing. I do like to cover up my, like you can see the green tape on the road number and the road name. I don't like to cover that with weathering at all. So, just in case you're wondering why there's tape on there, that's why. I can't stop buying trains. I can't help you there either. I I do the opposite. I do the you know, the encouragement. Except for that C7 that Mark wants. I don't know, man. They say it's ugly. I kind of think it's, ugly. It's no SD45, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Athearn did those as well, like years ago. Probably not to the scale that Rapido's going to do them, but So for those of you that are left, and I can see that there's 17 of you, which is cool. What is the one thing that you've purchased train related that you regret? Now, we don't always live with regrets. We should never really regret things. Take it as it is. But there's probably that one, piece of rolling stock that you're like, why did I buy this? Why, or even a locomotive, and you're like, I never use this thing anyways. So if you got one, I'm just curious. All the 6-axle locos I've purchased that just sit in my display case. John, is your curve not big enough for the 6-axle locos? I had that issue. I had some pretty small curves in my 6-axle locomotives. Hated those curves. So then I ended up getting rid of a lot of my 6-axles. All the Tyco train stuff I bought in the early years. Oh, we all started somewhere. I bought a Bowser SD40-2F. The Red Barn, by the way, Ronald. Red Barns. And don't run it because of the decoder. Don't like it. But I'm sure it's a lock sound, is it not? Do you not like lock sound? John, it's okay. You're amongst friends who understand. All the wagons that I've bought and forgotten I had. Yeah, that happens. Sometimes there's those cars that you're like, you're going through your boxes and then you're like, oh, I have that? Okay, cool. You don't like lock sound? Well, the Red Barns in general are so nice. I really like Bowser. I mean, everybody has their preference of decoders and whatnot, which is cool. I mostly run the lock sound stuff just because it's easier to have all the same thing. Blue Barns are pretty cool. That's it. 2 hours tapping out. Thanks for the. But we still got another 2 hours to go, Mark. Can't tap out already. What will the kids say? I think Micro Track was one of the worst. So not even locomotive or rolling stock. Micro Engineering Track. It's it's not for everyone. I mean, like, I'm using it for my shelving because you gave it to me. I mean, personally, like, it is kind of tough to work with. So I definitely understand why you feel that way. I'm not even going to try and change your mind. Oh, Bowser, like, they're amazing. And they have been able to keep their prices down too, which, I mean, my wallet's happy about it. But, like, yeah, their stuff is so good. I love their SD40s. Okay, let me clarify. Bowser has amazing locomotives. Their rolling stock works, but it lacks that, you know, umph, that je ne sais quoi. the get up and go, the detail, you know. Um, Worst locomotive. I don't think I should go there. You'd have to go through your list first, or you might open up some old wounds. Tough call. You can never go wrong with a Bowser. They're worth every penny. And I mean, typically, like to me, they sound great. Only because it's like I like lock sound. If you don't like lock sound, you're not going to like the sound naturally. I promise it's not going to be another 2-hour show. Promise. I have to get upstairs to my kittens. So they were very upset with me the other day because I took too long. That's good. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to dip some pipe because that can dry overnight. I mean, it only takes about an hour and a half for it to dry, but I'm not going to leave it till tomorrow to do. I'm going to do it right now. And I'll be able to show you. So that's fun too. So it's a twofer. Shuffling stuff around. I also have to tape up some of these cars too. So there's that. These already here. There we go. Those are weathered. Whoops. Okay, super easy stuff here. So this is my pin board. I've made a couple of these in the past. And I always make new ones whenever I do this because I usually end up using the piece of foam for something else. Okay, so this is my color. It's orange. And I just dip the end. And this is honestly just like how I explained it to my son. And he did a full sheet of these for me, which was great. It was very helpful. Free, cheap labor. So the price was right. And the cats. Anyone see the new price coming out? Yeah. Pipe loads. Now I can only do so many at a time here, which kind of stinks, but it's because I only have so many of these pins and they keep breaking on me, so I have less and less as time goes on, which is not great. Now, when I do this, because I'm using acrylic paint, it doesn't run. So I dip the top, I put it on the pin, it holds it up, and it doesn't run down. It stays in place and it dries there, and it works. And you're only doing the tip. I got a couple of different colors that I used. Right now I'm using the orange. I've got green, yellow. Kind of want to do a red one because I'm yet to do red. I don't think I've done red. No, I haven't done red yet. And what I'll end up doing is that I'm going to put these on display. That reminds me, Mike, trackside Mike, are you paying attention? You hear me? I got to ask you a question. It's an important question. Let me know if you're ready. Let me know if you're listening. No! Wait, Mike. I just need to know if you can bring your weathered locomotive. Probably a CN locomotive. One of your nice ones that Wade might have weathered for you. Possibly. Because I need to put it on display so it looks like it's pulling the cars. Can you bring it? Can you bring it to Amherst? Yeah, I got. Well, right now I've got 13 cars total. I've got a 6-pack of the non-CN, and then I think I've got 7 of the CN. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, that was all. Yeah, I just wanted. I keep forgetting to ask you, and I know like we text all the time, but yeah, if you don't mind, bring a nice weathered, whatever, just the CN, whatever CN locomotive, big one, one that's weathered. I think it'll look really cool. And I'll put pipe in the cars, and yeah, we'll have a blast. You'll take okay, for sure, for sure. I'm around. So the cool thing about this, and I was showing my son because it is it's plastic. It's a plastic straw, and let's say you totally botch it, and you're like, oh no, it's still wet. So you just kind of give it one of these, the old polisher, and it's clean again. And believe me, when he was practicing doing this, we had to do that several times because he was very nervous. He's like, "Oh, I want it to look good." Oh, that's fine, but like as long as you only do a little bit, it'll look good. And yeah, he did a pretty good job. So again, I'm gonna have to put him to work tomorrow doing more of these for me because I've got about how many more trains? I've got all these piles here: 2, 4, 6. I got about 6 piles, 6 bundles of pipe that are all ready to go. Yeah, see that one too. That's too much. I don't like that. Sometimes it takes a couple of shots here to get this good. There we go. Okay, and that's one. That's the rest of the pipe for here. So that's good. So that pipe can go with this pipe. And then that's that. And I think I wanted to do what color do you guys think I should do? So I could do more orange, which is fine, which looks like this. I've got green ready to go. Green looks really good too. I want to do more green. Yeah, I'm gonna do green. Sorry guys, I was gonna ask you what you think, but then I'm like, well, green. I'm just gonna take this bundle here. Like this is a full bundle. I put 70. I'll show you because this car here is not dirty or anything. This is what it looks like when I put 70 pipe. And yes, I do count out every single bundle here. So 70 does about, the cutoff mark. I think that's a pretty good load right there. Right? So I do the 70 and I just make sure that each car has the same amount. I'm going to go from there. So I'm just going to go the rest of the way. I'll do more orange. That's not a big deal, but I do want to switch it up and do a couple of different colors here and there. And this is what the bag looks like. So when you get it, OBR pipe, and they say that you can do about 2 or 3 cars with this, but I've managed to do quite a bit with one bag. So depending on how many cars you get, and we'll also have bags of that available at the show. And for those guys who are the scrap car guys, the 6000 and 6400, there's also going to be scrap loads that are going to be available at the show. They were done by Lauren's wife. So they look really good. I don't know if you guys have seen them yet, but they're all homemade. And those will be available as well at the show. So now we're going to do some green. And if you're wondering what shade of green is that, I don't know because I mixed it. I made my own green. Same thing with the orange. I don't use anything straight out the bottle because it's too generic. So I always either darken it or lighten it so that I'm getting a completely new color. Nope, that's too high. Again, this is another one of those things where anybody can do this. There's nothing special about this, about what I'm doing here. It's very generic stuff. You just got to have patience, pipe, and I guess in this case, probably like a pin board of some sort that you can put all your pipes on while they dry. And I'm just kind of flying through this because there's nothing really to this either. So, if I was doing this in the morning, I'd say, okay, well, I'll come back in an hour and a half. And because the temperature down here is actually not bad for a basement that doesn't have carpeting or, insulation on the floor and all that, this basement actually stays pretty neutral. It doesn't get too cold. So very happy about that. My old basement was terrible. I'd freeze oh my gosh, I'd be sitting there and I'd be freezing. But this one is not too bad. So yeah, because the temperature is pretty good, it'll take about an hour and a half for this paint to dry. So every hour and a half, I'd come check, remove all the painted units from the rack here, put them off to the side, and then do another set. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks. So if you are coming to Springfield, kind of cool. These will be on display, so you'll be able to check them out. And yeah, I'm sure it'll be neat to see. What you see on camera sometimes doesn't look as good as seeing it in person, you know. Sometimes the camera doesn't do these things justice. Didn't like it. Don't like it. Will you try to phone Red? Because saw some on. Are you asking if I'm going to do a red top as well? Because yes, I do want to do some red ones. Matthew is asking if Otter Valley could make a locomotive. See, I've talked to Lauren about it. I don't even know what he would do personally, as far as an Otter Valley locomotive. But I think he's content doing rolling stock. A lot of these other companies, and you'll notice, right? Because he's done a lot with Rapido, where Rapido is putting out, let's say, the turbo train, right? So Rapido will go to Lauren and say, hey, do you want an exclusive model? And in that case, yeah, you can only get the CN via turbo train from Otter Valley, but it was made by Rapido. They did the same thing with the M420. They did the OSR unit. Yeah, so they do a lot of those. And I think that they're comfortable with that. I don't think that they feel that they need to do a locomotive. Do I think it would be cool? Yes. But I don't think it's necessary. If Rapido won't make the GMD GP38-2, then maybe OVR could, because it's a Canadian loco from a Canadian store. Possibly. Thing with a lot of these, I find anyways, and looking at, the way a lot of companies are making trains now, especially Otter Valley, no one's ever made the bulkhead pipe car. No one's done the 6,000 or 6,400 trash car. In some cases, other cars that they might consider, They might have been done in brass at one point, whether they were done correctly or not. But if they're not done by a manufacturer already, that's kind of the way that Otter Valley looks to go. They want to do something different, something that somebody else isn't already doing. That's what sets them apart in that respect. So, yeah, you can go out and you can get a bulkhead flat car, but you're not going to get a bulkhead pipe car. And that's the exact car that you would see out on the road. So that's, I don't know, that's my thought on it. Even the trash car, like they announced the trash car, and then 2 weeks later, Athearn announces the trash car. But where is theirs? You know, they're yet to put it out, and they were talking about doing it, but they never did it. And I think it's because it wouldn't have been on the same level that the Otter Valley one was. So, we are going to have new roads for the trash cars. Well, they've already announced the second run, Anthony. They did obviously the first run, and those ones came out. He still has some in stock, so I know that we're going to be bringing those for sure. So if you missed out on any from the first run, then you'll definitely be able to pick those up at the show. Same thing with the bulkhead pipe cars. We'll be taking those for sure. Last year they announced the N scale trash cars, the 6400s, and a second run of the whatchamacallit, second run of the 6400s. So not sure when all that's showing up, but I know it's a process, right? You got to sell so many cars so that you can fund your next project, and then when that comes in, you got to sell so many, and then yeah, it's an ugly cycle. But I think that they did really well with sales from both the pipe car and the trash car, and I'm pretty sure even the pipe car won an award. So, about exclusives, then Rapido could do and the exclusive OVR for them. Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned because I talk to Lauren all the time, so I mention things that I think would be nice or that would be popular. In the same way that I've left messages in Rapido's suggestion box or Athearn's suggestion box. It depends on what's going to sell, what would make the most traction, what would make the most sense. And at the same time, they'll look at it and say, okay, well, if I make the body for this, how much of a conversion would it take to change it from this type of car or logo to this other type of car or logo? A good example of that is the F-59. So Rapido did the F-59 commuter train, and they did it for a number of road names. So Go Transit, Metra, I don't know, a bunch. In the real world, Metra or Metrolinx, they sold some of their cars to Go Transit. So they're going to be repainting them. And everybody's saying, well, they're going to get the new Metrolinx Go Transit paint scheme, which will be amazing if that's the case. So when you think about it, as long as they don't change too much to the body, then you could very well see another run of the F-59s for Go Transit in a different paint scheme, which would be amazing to me, not amazing to my wallet. But it's the same thing with, like, you make the 6000 and then you can change the tooling and get the 6400 because the 6400 is a bit smaller. You make the 6400 and then you make the I can't remember how it goes, but you make one car and then you can change out some panels or change out this and that or the ends, and then it makes a different car. Similar but different. And that's what a lot of these companies do. Or they'll say, okay, well, with a locomotive, and a really good example is Bowser, because Bowser did the SD40, then they did the SD40-2, then they did the SD40-2F, which is the red barn, and then they're also doing the SD40-2W, which is the wide cab. So you're taking an SD40 and you're changing aspects around it. So either you're widening the body, you're changing the cab. These are all little bits and pieces that they're able to interchange to make the various styles of locomotive. So that's why when you get a Bowser, you're getting an SD40 either way, because they've got so many different variations of the SD40. They've got a library of them. So that's what a lot of these companies like to do. And I'm sure Otter Valley is no exception to that. They know how the business works. They know how it runs. And they're going to do things in a similar fashion because that's where you make money. Yeah, they're all very similar in one way or another. One that I had suggested was there's a bulkhead. I think it might be a tad bit longer, but it looks just like this, and they're blue. And they carry telephone poles. And that was one that I had suggested, a telephone pole car. And it's a very nice blue. I think it's a GATX, but yeah, very similar to this. But yeah, the tooling is a little bit too different. So it would probably be a new tooling altogether. So with that, I mean, I know that people are going to really like the new announcements. There is several, and get excited. I'll be doing a live. I'll be talking about them, and we'll probably be live right from the booth, either on the Friday or even the Saturday morning. So it'll be fun, and it's just less than 2 weeks away. Then you'll be able to go onto the website probably that weekend if they're already preloaded on there. I'm not sure. They probably are, knowing Lauren. And then you'll be able to pre-order them right away, which is cool. But yeah. Oh man. So yeah, I don't want to go too late today because I just did a 3.5 hour live. Whoa. I'm gonna turn that off. A couple of nights ago, I did a bit of a lengthy show because I was doing all the cork work and all that. Rapido is really disappointing me with their Christmas announcements because I was really hoping for another Canadian loco, and they were all American. Yeah. I'm in the same boat. I always look forward to those Christmas announcements, and it's been a couple of years in a row where it's just, the C7. I mean, it sounds really cool where, it was an F7 and then they converted it and they took parts from different locos and made this like mishmash of a locomotive. Not a fan. I don't like the look of it. It is kind of ugly, but it is kind of a cool story. So, yeah, it's just that's what happens in the real world, right? But yeah, all the subways and all this stuff. The BART just showed up. The BART is in, so that's kind of cool. Hey, Gavin, how's it going? And of course, the turbo. Even the turbo. I think the turbo is really ugly, but it's one of those you really got to get it. It's a little out of my era, and I don't like the pricing method that they did this time around. where you're buying a complete set, and then there's a car set. I liked the previous one where you get the two locos in one car, and then they have the different car packages, and then you can just add on to the car set, because it would have been way easier to obtain something that wasn't $1,000 right out the gate. So might have to wait on that turbo. I mean, I would have been more inclined to buy more turbo if they were, cheaper, because I do CN and Via, and I love the look of the all white. It's so clean. The white CN turbo train with the giant noodle, red, black, and white. It looks so good. And then the ugly banana Via, which, I mean, if you get one, you got to kind of get both. But yeah, again, Otter Valley is doing the one that broke the land speed record. So they have their own exclusive turbo, which is really cool, which you can only get from them. So I don't know. We'll see. Those are in, though. Kind of want to get through the rest of the month first. I'm almost done the main line on the bottom level of my layout. So I, chipping away at that, getting switches here and there, just to kind of get things going, because I'm excited. I want to run trains again. I want to do more videos on that. But it's tough if you only have like 5 feet of track. So yeah, I don't even have a full loop yet. So the Helix is going to take a lot to do. Got to get through that. But I've got all these little projects, side things, of course, like what you were watching with the pipe cars and whatnot. Got to get through that. So we'll see. I've got all the time in the world, I think, but we'll get through it. Other than that, don't forget Monday nights with James and Mike at 7 o'clock, Off the Rails Monday. Mike will be doing a live this coming Thursday for the road to Springfield. So I hope you watch. I hope you tune into that, because that's going to be a great show. And then the following week, of course, will be over on Mark's channel. And I'll be back, of course, every Saturday, except for the Saturday night that I'm at the show, but I'll still do a live that night. You'll just have to watch for it, because it's going to be one of those spur of the moment, once I get back to the hotel and we're settled in kind of deal. I'll do a recap of day one of the Amherst show, and I know a lot of people like to hear about all the announcements and whatnot. So if you missed any, then I got you covered. I'll do what I can to cover as much as I can. I might be stuck at the Otter Valley booth for most of the Saturday. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You can't really plan for that stuff. You don't know if it's going to be busy. You don't know if you're going to be swamped. It's so hard to tell. But if you are going to Amherst, please come by. Come say hi. I'll be there. Trackside Mike will be there. Lauren from Otter Valley, he's going to be there. Obviously, it's his company. So come by, say hi, check out the products. Come to check out the display. I'm going to have a display of stuff there, so it'll be fun. I like to share this stuff. Love the hobby, and I'd really like to meet you, the people that watch these ridiculously long lives that I do. So yeah. Until then, I've got a train to catch. Thank you so much, guys. You have yourselves a great night, and we'll see you next week.